So my name is Shawn Manion, and I'm a neuroscientist by training. Although I moved away from the bench and I started doing research administration in the U.S. federal government about 10 years ago. And for a while, I studied bureaucracy, kind of like how I studied brains. I called it bureauscience, figuring out what went wrong, what went right, how to make things move faster. But I got really interested in what blockchain and could do for research and accelerating research. And so I set out outside the government because things sometimes move a little bit more slowly there than you want them to. And people like Heather and Jonathan were on the private side doing things much faster and much more applicable than I was used to, and that excited me. And so I'm very happy to be part of this because it brings together a community of people from around the world who are trying to build things that have never existed before to solve a problem that we're just learning how to deal with. I mean, this is under 6 weeks that the world's been paying attention to this, and it's just swept across most of the northern hemisphere. And now what's it going to do in the southern hemisphere? What's it going to do in the fall? We don't know. And so coming up with solutions not just for the immediate problems but for the long term problems is something we've got to be able to walk and chew gum at the same time. I'll go to Jonathan's accident, in a more general conceptual way. If you come across a scene of an accident, you may see a body lying in the road, and that person needs help. And if you're the first person there, you need to go help. But the second and the seventh and the 10th person there shouldn't run to the body. You got to go check and see if everyone in the car is okay, or if there's a kid in the back seat who might be okay but is scared and crying, and is there gas leaking from the tank, and did it run into a telephone pole and there's electrical wire coming down. There's a lot of secondary and tertiary problems that come after the most immediate one, and all of these need solutions. And I think the more people looking to solve these things, the more people looking across the tools that are available, that quite honestly, most people in the world don't even know what's available in the cutting edge of technology. And so it's a very, elite bunch of people who are going to be participating in something like this to then present these ideas and present these solutions to those who know. And Heather's one of the best conduits of that type of information I've found, of being able to communicate with those bureaucratic bodies that are looking for solutions but are getting bombarded with things they don't understand, and there's cutting edge people within tech and within health who are bringing the new solutions but maybe don't know how to get those things onto the platform where they're going to be looked at by the decision makers so they can be scaled up. So this is a unique opportunity to help. And I'll say it. It doesn't. I try and have fun with whatever I do, and we might be in a dire situation, but if we can have fun with this, if we can make it interesting and engaging, then people are going to be more creative and create new things that help more people. And so my goal is to help with that. My background in neuroscience doesn't really train me for emerging infectious disease, although I went to a federal university that had me side by side with an emerging infectious disease group in 2003 when SARS was a problem, and at our happy hours it was the subject of the day, and all the bad situations, all the horror stories that were discussed are playing out in a much more real way now. And I'm connected with those people, and they work for National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease, NIAID, which is where Dr. Fauci heads, and they're solving the problem. So I lean on them for the specifics of the expertise. I mean, someone asked me in a chat that we did previously what I get up and read every morning. I don't get up and read the news. I'm a scientist. I get up and I read PubMed, which is NIH's new publications. I'm okay not knowing until the information gets consolidated and hopefully quickly moves into our hands to be able to act upon. But that information also has to be coupled with some practical way of getting it out there. And technology is that vehicle that we have these days. So I'm happy to answer specific questions about the science to the extent that I can. Though where I can't, I'll defer, but I can point you to good areas that you can look at. But I also want people to keep in mind that secondarily, psychological health issues, depression, anxiety, these things are going to be, they already are going through the roof. People are locked in their houses. People can't go anywhere. People are scared. People are panicked. All of these things are going to be secondary problems that we need to deal with as well. And so we have to be able to do that walk and chew gum at the same time, and help the person in the street as well as those in the car, as well as, the ambulance can't get through traffic. So now we have to make a stretcher out of those tools that are available to us. So we need to improvise. We need to, be creative in whatever that means to us as we do it, and we need to get these solutions passed along to those who can affect change.